Can you believe it? We're down to the final week of the season. Today begins the last 7 days of the 2025 regular season. And 1 week from tomorrow, this starts. The 2025 MLB postseason will start 1 week from tomorrow with with 4 game 1s in the wild card series. Of course, you know how the wild card, you know how this format goes. This is the fourth year of the format that was introduced in 2022, where the original wild card game was extended to a best of three format, and they're played on 3 consecutive days. Game one on one day, all the game 1s on one day, all the game 2s on the next day, and if needed, any and all game 3s on that third day. Then it's the division series, which is best of five. And then after that, it's the League Championship Series, the LCS, which is best of seven and usually happens around mid to late October. And then after that, it's the Fall Classic, the best of seven World Series, which always ends the month, and if needed, will extend into like the first couple days of November. I do love November baseball, but so yeah, that time is almost here. And even though there's a week left, there's still a lot to decide before we get to the postseason. So let's talk about it. First off, we have the American League East. Now, here's how crazy American League is this year. Only one spot has been clinched in the American League, and that was clinched Sunday. The Toronto Blue Jays locked in a spot in the postseason on Sunday when they won and the Cleveland Guardians lost. But even then, there's still a lot left, and that includes the American League East. That's still up for grabs. It's technically a 3-team race, but really it's between the Blue Jays and the Yankees. Blue Jays have a 2-game lead over the Yankees for the division, and Toronto's magic number to make it to win the division is 4. That's the combination of Blue Jays wins or, God forbid, Yankee losses that will be needed for Toronto to win the American League East for the first time in a decade. It is 4. It is 4 because even if they finish tied, Toronto have the head-to-head because they won the season series against us. But yeah, so that's gonna be a tight race up into that end of the season on Sunday. Remember when this month started and Detroit was running away with the American League Central? It was declared over. Actually, really was declared over by around early August. Remember when the Cleveland Guardians were in third place? They were just coming off going to the ALCS and they had like no chance to make the postseason. Remember when they were 10.5 games out when September started? Pepperidge Farm remembers. And funny thing about September, usually without any fail, every September is always that one team that kind of wins a bunch of games late to get what they need, and Cleveland's that team this year. They are, I think it's 16-5 in the month of September. Only lost back-to-back games once, and that was in September 1st and 2nd of this month, which was part of a 3-game losing streak that started on August 31st. Meanwhile, Detroit just can't win anything. They've lost 9 of 10. They're on a bad spiral, and it's a 1-game difference. Even worse for the Tigers. Cleveland leads the season series, and all they have to do is beat Detroit one more time, and they'll clinch that series. Detroit and Cleveland do play each other in one more series in Cleveland starting Tuesday. So that may determine both of their chances to win the division. It's going to be crazy. As crazy as the American League Central is, the American League West was just as wild. Entering their head-to-head series, the Mariners and the Astros were tied. Not just in the overall standings, but in the season series. The season series was 5-5. And they had one last series this past weekend, and Seattle swept them. Yeah. Seattle swept that series, and now it's a 3-game lead. They have the head-to-head, and now they are 3 wins away from winning the American League West for the first time since that magical 116-win season back in 2001. Yeah, 24 years. It's been that long. Seattle, they're definitely the driver's seat, and even better, their next series is against the Colorado Rockies, who lost at least 110 games this year. So they should sweep their way into winning the division. And I'm going to be very happy for Seattle when that happens. The American League wild card is a psychotic mess. Right now, the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Guardians have the wild card spots. Cleveland and Houston are tied in the standings. Cleveland went 4-2 against Houston. Because of that, if the season ended right now, the Astros would not be in the playoffs. Now, as happy as that would make me, we have to get serious for a second, because there's still many possibilities here. First off, the Yankees. The Yankees are pretty much in the driver's seat to get a playoff spot, and we're in the prime spot. We're in the first wild card position, which is a home field position, which is a good plan B, just in case, God forbid, we don't win the division. The Yankees are close. Our magic number to get in the postseason is 3. 3 wins at most, and we're in. Boston's magic number is 5. They have head-to-head tiebreakers over Cleveland and Houston. Speaking of Cleveland and Houston, Cleveland's number is 6. Houston's is 7. Texas and Kansas City are still alive, but barely. Those two will probably be eliminated by around Tuesday or Wednesday. Neither one of those two have a chance. So it's basically 4 teams. Realistically, it's basically 4 teams competing for those 3 wild card spots. Giddy up. As for the National League, well, it's a little more cut and dry. 4 spots were clinched, 2 divisions. The Phillies won the NL East a while ago, and the Brewers just won the NL Central. The Cubs are in, the Dodgers are in. Speaking of the Dodgers, the NL West is the only division that's up for grabs in the National League. It's pretty much almost set. The Dodgers are about 3 wins away from winning the division, and they have the head-to-head over San Diego. So yeah, they should have it. They really should have it. Now they're going to be on the road starting Tuesday in Phoenix against the Diamondbacks, and then they go to Seattle to face the Mariners. So they should have it. By the way, speaking of San Diego's in the driver's seat regarding their own postseason path. Their match number is 2, and they start playing today. So if they win 1, they could easily clinch tomorrow. All they have to do is win. Now, why am I mentioning San Diego's magic number now? Why am I not mentioning it with the wild card stuff? Here's why. With the Cubs already locked in as a wild card and San Diego about to get in anyway, the only intriguing story in the National League's wild card race is the Reds and the Mets. The Reds and Mets are tied for that last spot in the National League. Guess who has the tiebreaker? I'll give you a hint. It's not the team with the guy they paid $765 million for. No. The Reds have been winning games late while the Mets have been falling off. The Reds are tied with the Mets, and the Reds won the season series over New York, which means if the season ended now, Juan Soto would not be in the postseason. Oh boy. Imagine that. But that's not reality yet. That's not reality yet. There's still the final week. And the Reds, they face Pittsburgh and then Milwaukee. The Mets face the Cubs in Wrigley. And then they go to South Beach to play Miami. So they're going to have to try to at least get something against the Cubs to stay alive. I don't know if they can. But the Reds, it's been amazing. And Cincinnati kind of needs it, especially what's going on with the Bengals. Oh, yeah. It's a mess. They're going to need the Reds. That city's going to need the Reds to make it to the postseason, just so they can kind of temporarily forget the fact that they won't be seeing Joe Burrow at all this season. And those are the stories entering the final week, which starts today. And remember, the regular season ends on Sunday, September 28th. And this starts on the 30th, which is 1 week from tomorrow. And I am all ready for it. So, that is my recap. If you like this video, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe if you want more. If you're on TikTok and Instagram, feel free to hit that follow button and that link up above. That's my story on Vocal. Check it out when you can. And all I have to say is enjoy this final week of the season. It's going to be awesome. And stay tuned for more developments in the baseball world.